Hey there, good morning on this Wednesday, February 19th. Welcome to Breakfast with Bridgett, streaming on News 6 Plus YouTube and clickorlando.com. I'm Bridgett Ellison. Good to be with you on this hump day. You want to get your rain gear ready today. We have that rain working into the forecast today, so we'll check in with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos in just a moment, and we'll get a check of the roads with our traffic safety expert, Trooper Steve. We have a live interview this morning about another great thing that is launching this weekend. If you like to get out and about, it's mixing the arts as well as health and well-being, so stick around for that a little bit later. But first, let's get you ready to head out with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. And Candace, it's all about the timing today because you gave us plenty of heads up about the rain in the forecast this week.
Yeah, rain chances for today do sit at about a 60 to 80%, Bridgett. Not all day. If you walk out the door right now, you're going, where was that cooler weather? It was so nice. Well, it will be back. It actually is going to be even colder, though, as we head into Thursday night and into Friday morning. But the reason why it's so warm this morning is because of all that cloud cover that has kept all that heating down at the surface. So this morning, we're starting off pretty much in the 50s, 60s, but a lot in the 70s at this hour. To continue to stay warm, stay muggy, and then the rain comes in, and then temperatures will go down.
What a roller coaster, yeah.
I love how you mentioned that because let's take Link's lunch. What's up, everybody? Your temperatures this afternoon, 80 degrees. It's still running about 5 degrees above average. But then the rain, that all starts making its way into central Florida. By about, let's say, like 1, 2 o'clock, we'll start seeing a little bit of those bubble up scattered showers and thunderstorms. But then that real thick line of widespread rain along that frontal boundary will approach later into the late afternoon, early evening. And then once everything clears out throughout the overnight, notice that temperature on Thursday. We're talking highs in the mid-60s, overnight lows down into those 40s. A lot more sunshine is expected. All right, so let's look here, kind of the wide view. This is our rainmaker right now, moving through the Gulf. As it does so, an area of low pressure is developing. You see that trailing end of that cold front, and that's going to help usher in that all that cold Arctic air that's been up to our north. It's been bringing some crazy cold temperatures across the north, and that little dip that you saw on that jet stream early this week is what's going to lead to those colder temperatures for us here in Thursday and Friday. So your highs look like this afternoon. 80s pretty much from Orlando southward. North, it's colder, or at least a cooler day, and that's primarily because you guys in Marion and Flagler will see the rain much earlier in the day, kind of squashing your ability to really warm up any further than those low 70s. The rain chances look decent, about a 50 to 60, even 70% chance of rain, depending on where you are. Higher chance earlier in the day for areas of Marion, Northern Lake and Sumter, Flagler County. A warmer day, though, further south in Brevard, with rain chances a little lower as that line's expected to weaken as it crisscrosses the state. So notice here, the zero clouds rain forecast. You see in the last couple frames there was a little bubbling up of those pop-up showers and thunderstorms. That's just because we have plenty of heating, we have plenty of instability, so it won't take much to develop a couple of scattered showers. But again, that main line ahead of that cold front makes its way into northern areas by about 2, 3 o'clock. That line continues to gradually slide further south, approaching the I-4 corridor between about 4 and 6 o'clock. Those red shadings, though, indicating heavier rain, the potential of an embedded thunderstorm or two, can't be ruled out. But at the end of the day, this is certainly welcomed rain, as many of us here in Central Florida are starting to slide into more of that moderate drought concern across the area. So any rain we can get, especially if it doesn't come in a severe way, is certainly some good news. And then some, as we head into the afternoon and evening hours, there's that little line along that cold front. Could see a couple more light showers into the overnight. And then that cold air will start filtering in. This is kind of the wide view. You can see how quickly the blue shades go from up north, travel, and kind of dive down the Sunshine State. So temperatures will be the coldest come Friday morning. How cold will it be? Well, it could be close to freezing in some of our northern zones. Areas of Marion County already under a freeze watch. Again, this is not for today, but this is going to be for early Friday morning. So overall, just a really nice looking forecast. Notice Saturday and Sunday, temperatures are back into the 70s, but at least we're staying below average. So a really nice stretch of weather. We just have to get through some much needed rain in the forecast for your Wednesday, Bridgett.
Yeah, and like you know, with this spread of temperatures, we know that it could get a little loud. So, about what
Yeah,
time will what time should we look for like a little bit more of things getting a little spicy with that?
the heavier rain. Yeah. Again, looking like on northern zones, Marion County by about 2, 3 o'clock. Kind of the I-4
Okay.
corridor between about 4 and 6, and
Okay.
then a little later today. We'll have some lingering showers, but those won't be any booming thunderstorms or anything. The
Okay.
big heavier rain, the thunderstorm chances, even though it's low, kind of comes through between about, let's say, 3 and 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm just trying to get my mind wrapped around that. All right. Well, thank you,
That's what I'm
Candace.
here for. It's always nice to have a meteorologist friend.
Yes, it is, and we'll be checking in with you throughout the day.
Got it.
Thank you. All right, we want to get a check of the roads and see how things are looking. And Trooper Steve's been watching that for us. And is it quiet right now? How are things going?
What are you doing throwing that word around like that? What are
Oops,
you
I forgot.
doing?
Forgot.
8, 9, almost 9 years. I've
It
never
doesn't
said,
look
oh,
good. It
even
doesn't look good. I'm
Candace.
looking at one of the cameras now. Sorry about that.
Yeah, so let me change the camera then so we don't look at that one. All right. So the roadways, they're not horrible, but they're not great. I'll say that. They're routine. There's no major crashes out there. So we're doing pretty decent this morning. This is going to be DOT cam prior to the Q word being tossed out there this morning. Westbound coming in from Deltona, nice and easy. Take it smooth. As you cross over Lake Monroe, things will slow down for you over right at Lake Mary Boulevard. So just be careful as you're cruising through there. It's going to take you probably about, 33 minutes from 417 there in Seminole County to downtown Orlando. This is what Bridgett was looking at just a second ago. This is going to be westbound 408 right at Mills. So the 11-mile marker as you're making your way downtown, you can see that right lane, turn lane, pretty clear there. Just please don't exceed the speed limit, especially when you're passing really slow traffic. You just really never know what anyone's going to do. We've watched a few near misses out here already this morning, but it's moving, which is a good thing. So take it easy this morning. As the chief has mentioned, roadways are going to be very wet this afternoon. Mount Dora, Lake County, further into that area, nice and smooth. And then the Florida Turnpike, if you're headed out of the area towards I-75, you'll get that rain before it hits here in Central Florida. But for now, roadway conditions are pretty good, Bridgett, to the fact that I am going to channel my inner beach vibes, and I'm going to take a nice little stream out at Margaritaville. You said you've visited out in that area before.
I was amped when you
Go
mentioned that
ahead.
this morning.
Yeah, because it's new. I guess there's one in Daytona as well. And this has food places, shopping centers, houses galore. So I was like, let's take a nice stream out there. People love when I'm just streaming out and about, so without a specific topic. So, hey, let's rock and roll. And maybe I'll grab some lunch while I'm out there.
It's such a good location. I've been to Estefan's Kitchen a couple of times. They have a really nice family-owned Brazilian steakhouse. It's not huge, and what I love is that you don't have to put the sign out and wait for them to come by. You go up and get it, and they have all those rotisseries going behind them, and it's reasonably priced. And then the Margaritaville Resort is right back there, and the water park. So you'll see. It's like a staycation destination for sure.
Yeah. I love the idea because I'm a big meat eater, of course, married to a Brazilian. I love my
Well, there you
my
go, date
Brazilian
night.
steakhouses. But the idea of getting up when I want to, I'm kind of digging
And
this.
picking
I'm
what you
kind of because
want,
then so
and you
much
can pick the ones you
it's so
want.
much pressure.
Yes.
Yeah, so much pressure flipping that card all the time. So,
Yes.
all right, I'm going to add that to my list. Thank you, ma'am.
What's that one that we like? The steak. It's a skirt steak. It's really salty.
Oh,
The
I'm
blanking
hold
out
on,
now.
hold on. Let's not move on yet. I almost said caipirinha, but
I
that's
know.
the
I like
drink.
those too.
Those are good.
Text your wife.
Picanha.
Yes,
Picanha.
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 Yes, with a caipirinha.
Yes.
Chef's kiss. Yes,
Yeah,
we'll
with
go
some
check it out. I
some
don't think they're
extra
open for
salt.
breakfast though. So
Well, I'll find out and I'll let you know.
yeah, and Estefan's has all the good music at night. So yeah, you're gonna want to stay out there for a
Party
while.
time. Yeah, I may have to hang out for the afternoon, so we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Yep. All right. See you then. You said at 10?
see it. 10,
Okay.
yeah.
All right. Thanks, Steve. Okay, we're going to check in on some of these top headlines this morning. And this morning, our Angie Casada was out in Apopka, and we've been talking about flooding issues across Central Florida, several areas, of course, as developments and things progress. And there's a lot of things that contribute to flooding issues. And so the leaders in Apopka are looking at what's happening with Border Lake. And our Angie Casada was out there. There's a little bit of rumblings that some of the motivation to get something done now might be politically motivated, but here's Angie with more.
For years, Border Lake has been a source of frustration for Apopka residents. Heavy rain has repeatedly flooded streets, homes, and businesses along State Road 436 and Piedmont-Wekiva Road. Orange County Commissioner Christine Moore has been pushing a short-term plan to drain water into a nearby lake. News 6 spoke to Commissioner Moore at the beginning of the month before the City Council's last meeting.
I don't know what the mayor of Apopka is doing tomorrow, if he's going to just present his option that has no funding, or if he's going to hear our short term. If you ask me, it should be a collaborative meeting.
At a recent Apopka City Council meeting, tensions flared when flooding concerns were initially left off the agenda. Apopka's Mayor Brian Nelson says he does support the county's short-term plan, while also working towards a long-term solution. However, he believes some, like Commissioner Moore, have other motivations.
Here we are now. It's an issue for her because whatever her political aspirations are. So it's not it shouldn't be a political football that we're slinging around. These are people's lives. These are people's businesses. We need to sit down and figure out a solution.
Because the 5 lakes that would be involved in our plan are all your lakes, it is going to be your decision as to what process or procedures you would use to try to stop the flooding.
And Angie says she spoke, like she said, she spoke with the mayor and the commissioner. They're willing to sit down and try to figure out a solution. So that is always good for the residents and businesses around Apopka. So hopefully they can get that flooding taken care of. We have an interesting follow-up this morning to a very sad situation, the Narcoossee Road crash where we lost a Lake Nona High School senior there a week ago. Senior Anthony Sanchez died after that crash, and now investigators have a photo they want people to take a look at. These two gentlemen, these two men, males, we're not sure how old they were, but they were seen leaving that area after the crash. Now, the department's not saying why they want to talk to them, but they believe that they may have some information that can help them with what happened with the speeding cars that lost control. And so 2 other students were hurt in that wreck. But again, senior Anthony Sanchez died after that crash on Narcoossee Road a week ago today. So they want people to take a closer look at that photo. If you want to take a look at this and share it and see if anyone can help with the investigation, that's on clickorlando.com. This morning, local Senator Randy Fine is looking at getting a bill passed in Tallahassee with lawmakers to make it legal for college students to have concealed carry weapons on campus. It was introduced by the Brevard County State Senator to extend the concealed carry rights to college and university campuses across Florida. He argues that many universities have failed to adequately protect students and released a statement saying in part that adults should have the right to protect themselves on campus. Currently, state law prohibits people from carrying firearms on college campuses, but that even includes those with concealed carry permits. So again, this bill would allow those with the permits to do so if it is passed. But of course, this is up for debate, and we checked, and Florida would join states like Texas and Utah if they did allow concealed carry on college campuses. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with a great event involving arts and your health and well-being launching this weekend. We'll be back in just a few moments. Welcome back. We're excited to tell you about some more great things happening this weekend around Central Florida. And we have Jackie Carlin with us once again from the Winter Park Health Foundation. Good morning, Jackie.
Good morning, Bridget. How are you?
Great. We were talking about Immerse that's launching this weekend, and then we were talking to Victory Cup Initiative earlier this week about nonprofits and how they're competing for some funding and different things like that coming up later this month. But you have some exciting things happening this week when it comes to health and well-being and the arts.
Yeah, so I work for the Winter Park Health Foundation, and we're proud to be one of the 22 member organizations, part of Winter Park's Arts and Culture Alliance. So this is an organization, it's part of the Winter Park City government that really aims to support all the arts organizations here in our backyard in Winter Park and promote the things that are happening locally and ongoing throughout the year. And this year, we're bringing back for the first time since COVID Arts Weekend. So there's a lot going on this weekend. I know Immerse, but we're friends with all the folks doing Immerse, and there's an opportunity to take part in both events all weekend
Right.
long. So we're excited, and hearing Candace's forecast, we all were nervously watching the timing of
Yeah.
everything, but I think it's going to be beautiful for everybody this weekend.
Get that rain out of the way because there's lots to do. So
Yeah,
what can we
absolutely.
expect? You have a Thursday night event that launches everything
Sure.
off. What can we expect?
So here at the Center for Health and Wellbeing, where I am, I'm part of the Winter Park Health Foundation. We're kicking things off on Thursday night with an event called Take Two Monets and Call Me in the Morning. And it's really focused on the impact of the arts on overall health and well-being. So we're going to feature some really cool performances. I didn't know this till recently, but did you know Advent Health has an orchestra? So
No.
members, there's an Advent Health orchestra made up of physicians, clinicians, nurses, everyone throughout the system. So we're very lucky. They actually performed the full orchestra at the Kennedy Center in DC last week. And we're lucky enough to have a 5-piece string quartet called Musicians on Call that will be performing. Prior to that, we're also going to be hearing a keynote address from Dr. Jill Sankey of the University of Florida. And she's really one of the nation's preeminent experts talking about this idea of social prescribing and how important it is for healthcare providers to consider arts in their practices. I mean, for example, now 50% of hospitals across the U.S. have some sort of arts program, and we're helping to shine a spotlight on how powerful that is for not only when folks are in the hospital, you hear of music therapy and arts therapy, but when folks go home, whether it's through stroke recovery or for their overall mental health and well-being, cancer recovery. There's just so many ways that the arts have been clinically shown to improve patient outcomes through their ongoing participation in it, whether they're creating the art or enjoying the art, like this weekend. So anyways, Thursday night, so we're going to hear from Dr. Jill Sankey and also have a wonderful talk back with Marjorie Pap Steinmetz, who's a local philanthropist, is very involved with the arts. So the Pap Steinmetz Foundation helped us bring Dr. Sankey to town, so we're excited about that. And we'll also have a really great performance from Orlando Opera's Gabe Pricer, who is also bringing along a student from Winter Park High School, who she will be performing an opera number as well. So that's all Thursday evening at the Center for Health and Wellbeing. There are very few tickets left, so if you're interested in coming, please register today. You can go to wpinspires.org/artsweekend to learn about that and then the rest of the weekend's activities.
And what are some of the other ones? And like you made a good point about the arts. I think they recently did a scientific study that even said of the arts, dancing was the most beneficial. Had you heard about that one?
I have not heard that specific one, but it
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me. Here at the Center for Health and Wellbeing, we do dance classes all the time. And actually, you bring that up. We just did a fabulous partnership with Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center with Pilobolus Dance Group, it's called. They're out of New England. And they came here for a week and taught a residency. So we had members that were 50 years of age and older that went every day here at the Center for Health and Wellbeing and practiced with these dance instructors. And on Friday night, they performed at Dr. Phillips. So it was an incredible opportunity. I mean, I keep hearing from folks how life-changing that was, not only the movement part of it, but the social connection of it. And really just, teaching people to be brave and to do
Right.
something really out of their comfort zone was a really cool experience. And we hope that that partnership continues next year as well.
Yeah, it's always such a great variety. And so you said it's for all ages, family-friendly events, and that lineup is
So this
available
weekend,
online.
absolutely. So Friday night, there'll be big band spirituals from Bach Festival in Central Park and Winter Park. And then Art in the Park is Saturday in Central Park, 1 to 4 p.m. So there will be arts activities for adults and kids. There will be stage performances there on the main stage. It's just an opportunity to connect with all the members of the Arts and Culture Alliance. And then on Sunday,
Yes.
all the member organizations will have specific activities at their locations as well.
And we had a nice chat a few weeks ago with our resident conductor about the Bach Fest, and that was really interesting too, just considering how it's one of the oldest ones in the country.
We are so blessed here in Central Florida, and I think we sometimes forget how much there is. I mean, we all know Dr. Phillips, which is wonderful and a great asset, but just in our neighborhoods, in our communities, there are these world-class arts organizations every day of the year, putting on performances or opening up themselves for workshops and opportunities for folks to learn the arts at any age and also just to enjoy, performances and getting out there with them.
And you have ongoing things as well. So how can we connect
Absolutely.
and sort of keep up with other things on the calendar, maybe if we're, not available this weekend to check out some of the things?
That's great. Yeah. So check out the Center for Health and Wellbeing in Winter Park. Our website's yourhealthandwellbeing.org. And as you mentioned, Bridget, thank you. We've got tons of great programming. Throughout the month of March, we've got, I'll look at my list here, we've got a poetry class you can learn, printmaking with Art Reach Orlando, a monthly artist series with Central Florida Vocal Arts where performers come in and talk about their process of how they create music, and they'll do a lunchtime performance. And we also really love to use our building as a showcase to highlight art exhibits. So right now we have one with our friends at the Creole Day. They sent teen photographers out into Eatonville and Sanford and taught them the art of photography. And we have this exhibit called Storytellers that's displayed right here right now about, how Eatonville is seen through the eyes of its teenage residents. And then in the month of March, the Central Florida Watercolor Society will be hosting their annual juried art show here too. So it's a wonderful opportunity to come and see that. And we're going to have pop-up watercolor creations throughout the month where the watercolor artists will come in and sit in our commons and create a work of art as people walk by and watch them create that. So there's lots of opportunities for you to create art, enjoy art, partake in the art, or performance. So we really want to stress to people that, we all were creative as children, and we kind of lose that somewhere along the way, but it's really, the impacts are powerful throughout life, not only for what the arts can do to help you with your mental health. It's, been shown to increase like serotonin and make you feel better. But really the socialization is what we find is one of the most powerful parts of it.
And do you invite people to kind of just pop in, like if they're out there for, the farmer's market or just out shopping and walking around checking out things? Or do you need to make reservations for a lot of these things, or how does that work?
For this weekend specifically, the only thing you'll need reservations for is our Thursday evening event here at the Center for Health and Wellbeing. And that event's from 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow night. Okay. Otherwise, come on by Central Park anytime, Friday night at 6:30, Saturday from 1 to 4, and then Saturday throughout the day. And then throughout the month of March, or every month of the year here at the Center for Health and Wellbeing, check out our website. And most of our programs are free or very low cost, maybe $5 to cover some of the art supplies to do that.
Okay, quick question too before we go. Parking situation, what do you think? What do you recommend?
It's Winter Park on a Saturday, so the farmers market should be winding up right about that time too. So that's usually in the morning. So there's always that that lot right there by the train station. There's the parking garage. So but I think people will be able to find parking, like I said, because we are starting right after the farmers market's wrapping up. So
okay, good deal. Well, it's always good to see you, and thanks for that info.
You too, Bridget.
And Winter Park Inspires. So go to wpinspires.org/artsweekend.
Thank you. We hope to see everybody out there.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Jackie.
Thanks.
All right, more good information and lots of fun going on this weekend. And we want to talk about our hitting the road. And Matt Austin caught up with a gentleman who is revitalizing that area. So here's Matt with more.
I would imagine this New Yorker, this wild mustache, comes to town, starts buying up all of downtown. Were people skeptical of you at first?
Hell yeah. Downtown Ormond Beach has transformed during the last few decades. It's gone from blighted to beautified.
And my father had passed away in 1998, and I always remembered in the back of my mind him drilling into my head, somebody needs to do something with this downtown.
Since 2001, 70-year-old Bill Jones has been on a downtown spending spree. According to property records, Jones and his various holding companies have bought up nearly every available lot and business on West Granada Boulevard and even north on New Britain.
I bet there are a lot of people who say, this is a wealthy guy coming into this small town, buying up things. What are his intentions?
Well, if you look at the restoration work that I've done on all these buildings, it'd be kind of crazy if I was going to plow them under. I really want to recreate this downtown.
Jones's first project, Alexander's, a classy steakhouse he revamped from the ground up. He also refurbished the Ormond Garage, a nod to when race cars once broke land speed records on the beach. The Rose Villa took Jones's team nearly 3 years to bring back to life.
Call me an archaeologist if you want. It's like you dig out this area and suddenly you find this city that was hidden away underneath all this dust and dirt and sand. I love history of any shape or form, and there's a ton of it in this town. It's just been camouflaged and hidden for so long.
Good things coming to Ormond Beach there. And you can join us from 4 to 7. And we hope to see you out there as we hit the road at Grind Gastropub and Kona Tiki Bar. And you can check out our newscast live. Bring the umbrella and then come on inside and join us from 4 to 7 for our live shows. We hope to see you in Ormond Beach. And before we go this morning, SpaceX's latest round of Starlink satellites in orbit after a historic launch yesterday. And it wasn't so much the launch as it was the landing of the booster that's really making the headlines this morning, because they landed it for the first time in the Bahamas. And it's the first time that they launched one from the U.S. and then landed in another. And so this new site for the drone barge is about 440 miles from the Cape, just off the island of Exuma. So excuse the pronunciation there, but very cool. That's going to do it for us. We will be back at noon. Hope you have a great day.